Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah, we're excited to add Nick Chubb to our team. Everything I've heard about Nick and just following his career, just a tremendous worker, humble kid, doesn't say much, but he's a grinder, a worker. And the one thing that sticks out about him, like he's been through a lot, right, with the injuries and things that's happened to him. So just to see the resilience, to see him battle back, work in the right way, to put himself in position to have another opportunity here in Houston, couldn't be more excited to add him to our team and see what value he can provide to us. And just on the same note, I would just like to, just thank Nick Casario for just his just tirelessly hard work and dedication to our team, to making sure no matter the circumstances, making sure he's doing everything possible to enhance our roster, put us in a good position to compete each and every year, despite the circumstances that comes up. Like he's always looking to make us better, and he's done an outstanding job every year that I've been with him, and couldn't be more pleased to work with Nick with the job that he's done.
Nick Chubb is pretty renowned as a blocker. Is that something that's important for you in your running backs?
The most important thing right now is for Nick to just get acclimated to how we do things. We all know the caliber of player that Nick can be when he's healthy and when he's at the top of his game. He's a dynamic player. He's a game changer. So we're just easing him in. We'll see how far he gets. Come back training camp, ready to go. Oh, CJ threw today, right? All right, yeah. Just the CJ's a competitor, and last week CJ, he was adamant about going out and practicing. It just shows the type of person that CJ is. But for me, as a head coach, it's important for me to just make sure we're protecting him, making sure we're doing what's best for CJ, and not really worried about the outside opinions or other people. Nobody knows the information about our players more than me. And so I'm going to make sure I always do what's in the best interest of our players, first and foremost with their health and wellness. That's always on the forefront of my mind. And so that's why the decision was made about CJ. I think you guys saw him out throwing today. I think he looked pretty fine to me.
Is there any concern about the last 2 years he's had with the knee injury and with the broken foot he sustained 6 months ago?
With the Nick and the injury history, we understand his history. But we don't dwell on that. We're giving him an opportunity, and we'll see, how it turns out for us here in Houston. One thing I can say from a guy who's come back from injury, it's just about the work you put in. You're really not the same, a few months out after injury. It takes time to get back when you can work out and not be worried about rehabbing and working out. Sometimes when you're rehabbing, you're just getting yourself to the starting line, and you're not really ready to win the race. So I think when you take the time to recover and you can truly work out and put the work in and dedicate to your craft on playing the position really well, that's what helps you to have a good year that following year. And I think Nick has put himself in position to do that.
DeMeco, you're going to flashed again today. Had a great one-hand catch against Kamari. What does it kind of show you about a rookie when he's willing to step forward this early into the process and step up and make plays?
It's been really exciting to see just Jaden's growth process in the short amount of time that he's been here. I've seen a guy who's steadily got better every single week. You've seen him make even more plays, and seeing him today, I mean, this is the most plays that he's made, and in our last week of camp, to see a rookie who's come in and showing right now that he could be an impact player for us, I think it means a lot. And we saw it as coaches watching this film from the college game, but I think it just means a lot to the entire team, the players, defensive players, other offensive players, actually seeing him thrive in practice, because I truly believe if you take practice the right way, deliberately, and you work at it, it'll show up in the games. And so it's really awesome to see the work that he's doing and the plays that he's making.
You get these guys for a couple more days, then they break. What do you want to see out of these specific workouts in this minicamp, and what's your message going to be when they do leave here and come back for the weekend?
Yeah, as we leave here, this last week is really, it's just coming to an end of the things we've been harping on since really our phase one, right? And it's been a steady build up to how can we find ways to just get incrementally better at the small, minute details of your job. So it may not show up all the time as a highlight. It may not show up, as a wild play that I'm showing in a team meeting. It may be as simple as, Nick Neiman, his footwork just getting straight back on a punt team, or E.J. Speed working with better eye discipline, or Kay Stover. He's a guy who I think has grown tremendously throughout this time. And just on one small detail for him is just, his separation at the top of the routes. So seeing Cade, a second-year player, take the steps to get better at the one thing, just his route definition at the top of his route, and seeing him make play after play like that. That's what excites me about the offseason. That's why I think it's really important these 8-9 weeks that we have with the players. If you attack it with the right mindset, you can actually get better, enhance your game, and you don't see as big of a jump in a lot of guys. It really is that first and second year. That's where you see a jump, and that's where I think Kay Stover is taking a jump, and also Kalen Bullock. Kalen has done an outstanding job, this offseason of, we know Kalen for tracking the football, making interceptions, but the thing that I'm very pleased with the way Coach Adegoke has worked with him just on his tracking, putting himself in really good body position to make tackles. We're not tackling or being physical, but he's doing those small things that's going to set him up to make those tackles when we put the pads on. So those small highlights are really huge for me, and we have multiple guys who are getting a lot better in their craft.
Was out here during voluntary OTAs, but of course he wasn't involved in any of the team drills or anything like that. Did the morale change, or did you see any of the morale shift from the offensive side by them having their leader back in the huddle?
Today, I think CJ's first play, he made a big throw on a corner route, and you saw the energy, you saw the competitiveness of CJ, talking a little smack to the defense. Like, I love the back and forth that happens, and CJ definitely added some energy to our practice, added some energy to the offense. Guys are doing well, but I think you see when you have game changers, and that's what CJ is, and he instantly changed I think just the vibe of the entire practice changed, having CJ out there and seeing him make the plays that he was able to make.
Got time for a few more.
Ursery, he's done a great job. The biggest thing with Ursery is for him is getting acclimated to learning, like, what does it take to be a pro, right? And it's those small things of how are you handling yourself in the meetings, like taking the meetings to the field, the weight room, right? Nutrition, all those small things that really compound upon rookies, and it's a lot to handle for them finding their routines. And I see Ursery, he's steadily gotten better at the things off the field of finding his routine, and also on the field, just seeing his footwork, his pad leverage is getting better. It's improving. So I can't wait to see him actually put pads on and have to block Hunter Anderson. That's going to be a really good challenge for me. He gets to go up against two of the best pass rushers in the NFL, so he's only going to get better by going against those guys.
Collectively having all of the secondary here now, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, all of the guys, what does it look like to you on the field, just the potential of that group?
It's good, having all our guys here. CJ, he hasn't been with us. I mean, he has a ways to go in picking up what the other guys have done over this time. So it's good having the guys back. And CJ he's one piece, right? He's a foundational piece to what we're doing, but it's going to take a collective effort of building that puzzle, putting the work together, everybody collectively coming together to make that puzzle a beautiful finished product. So he's one piece of it. We all work together the right way. We can have a really good secondary.
It seems like Trent Brown, he's not on the field, but he's very active, engaged. Was that part of the appeal of bringing him in, even though maybe he had the injury last year?
Yeah, adding Trent, the one thing for Trent is just about him getting healthy. So Trent is doing his work on the side, but you just see the type of guys that we like to bring in. Like, it's important to Trent as a vet to help out the young guys. So whatever he sees from a technique perspective, nobody's asking Trent to stand behind and talk to the young guys. It's just what he does on his own. He finished his work. It's important to him to pour into the young guys. That's what the league is all about, man. We stand on the shoulders of the guys who came before us and paved the way. Trent is just paying it forward, helping out the young guys. Just shows the type of guy that Trent is.
Is there extra value because he is familiar with the new OC and Popovich? Is there extra value there?
It always helps when you have familiarity with the play caller or position coach when you're stepping into a new scheme. No different than adding Aziz. Aziz, a guy, I was his position coach. So adding him, we know each other. He knows what I like. He knows what I'm about. He knows what I expect. And so he can easily deliver the message that I would say he can easily deliver to the locker room, no different on the offensive side, right? Adding Trent, who's been in this system, worked with Coach Cole, worked with Kaylee before, it really helps, I think, deliver that message to the guys in the locker room. So that message is just, it's echoing, right? And that's what you want. You want the message coming from the players, not so much from the coach all the time.
How do you like where the offensive line is relative to where we are on that?
You know, the hard thing about off-season program is the offense and D-line, offensive line, defensive line. There's a lot of give and take that goes with that territory there. You want to be as safe as possible in how we're working. So it's nothing to really stand out about the O-line, D-line because we got to put pads on, right? For the big guys up front, they play a physical game. We won't know truly what we have until we put pads on, until we see these guys in training camp, see them in game action, actually get their job done.
What kind of impact has Gerard had on CJ over these last couple of years?
Yeah, Gerard has done a great job. Gerard has grown as a coach, first-time position coach a couple years ago. I think him getting a rookie quarterback, they're both growing together, and Gerard is headed in the right direction as a coach.
Last one, DJ.
With our roster where we are now, I feel really strong about our roster. I think for me, I always take into account every year, like every player that's on our team, right? So some people have the adage of, oh, you guys are going all in because you make a certain move here or there. Well, to me, what year aren't you going all in? Because if you're not trying to go all in, whatever that move is, then it's just a disrespect to the organization, a disrespect to all the players who are putting their bodies through a ton of pain, a ton of suffering to go out and play this game. So for me, just respecting the game and what it means to me, every year we're trying to accomplish the goal of winning it all, doing our absolute best to put our team in position to do that. And it starts with Nick Caserio and the job that he does just with scouting talent, being able to acquire guys, getting deals done. There's nobody that cares more about the people in this building than Nick Caserio. So it's just, for me, it's easy when you're working with a guy like Nick. He makes it easy on me. We see the game the right way. We're both very competitive in what we're doing. So it's a great match, and the roster isn't the way it is without Nick's help. So credit to him for that.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.